we often saw Melanie's bill come to the table. Does he have any plans for any drunk driving initiatives, for national drunk driving initiatives?
I'm not too familiar with the bill itself, but obviously my dad would do everything he could to help prevent drunk driving. I think it's something where typically people tend to get off a little bit easy, and he would fight to, I think, make the punishments harsher than they currently stand.
Okay, and can you talk about the judge who released a killer? Obviously, it was in the news this week. If you could just talk a little bit about that and his response to that.
Yeah, well, my dad actually called a judge released someone who was held in question, released them on bail, and that person went on to commit a murder, which I think my dad recognizes that was definitely a lapse in judgment for the judge, and has actually called on that judge to resign on that basis.
And today here you had a heated battle, or I guess you could call it a heated battle, about a mother and father and the family values. Can you talk a little bit about that and your stance on family values and mother and father relationships?
Yeah, I mean, we had a good discussion about marriage. I think the definition of marriage, my father believes that marriage should be defined between a man and a woman. And, I think we heard a lot of different opinions today. He will continue to feel that way, and I think it's a very important issue for our day.
But I want to hear more, I guess, about whose families, what are families, how do you define families, whose values get valued?
I think, like we spoke about earlier, I think my dad's priority is strengthening not only our economy and our military, but strengthening our families. And I think he would define families as a husband, a wife, children, and it's his priority to maintain that those families remain intact. I think it's important to him that children growing up in this nation have a mother and a father, and that it's going to be very difficult to succeed as a nation, as a family. In so many children now being born out of wedlock, or being born into single mother, single father homes.
So that leaves out a lot of people, doesn't it?
Do you mean define what you're thinking?
I'm thinking that it defines family in a very particular and small and heterosexual way.
You want to answer that?
I mean, it does. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he believes that marriage should be defined as between a man and a woman, and that's something that he's fought for in Massachusetts and continues to fight for. So yeah.
How much of a toll does it take on your family coming on the campaign trail?
I mean, obviously, it's a lot of time spent away from home, but it's something that we are more than happy to do because we believe so strongly in my dad. We think that he will make a great president, and we're willing to do anything we can to help make that happen. One of the real reasons I'm behind him, obviously, is that he is my dad, but I think also the fact that I've seen what he's been able to do in his career, not only as governor, not only as a businessman or at the Olympics, but in our home. And that is the most important characteristic for me, is that he's always been a great father, now a great grandfather to our son, and I think that could be the principal reason for my deep support for my dad.
You Hanson? It's Hanson? You Hanson for Dad?